The long-awaited Shimano EP8 motor has finally dropped on 2021 bikes in the United States. The EP8 motor is smaller and more powerful than its predecessor, the Shimano E8000 motor, with 85 Newton meters of torque, and it continues to lead the industry in terms of minimizing both size and weight. That's right, Shimano is still one of the smallest full power motors on the market, but now they are offering 85 Newton meters of torque and a 400% assistance, which to me is very nice to see because the Shimano E8000 was one of my favorites, and this is basically just a more powerful and smaller version of it. On top of that, you've got new algorithms that are going to smooth out the ride and 6 internal gears which allow for a more efficient ride. Today, we are taking a look at all the updates on the Shimano EP8, and then we're going to take it out for a test ride on an eMTB. Shouldn't be shocked about that. We love our eMTBs here, and any improvements in eMTBs we are happy to see, especially from one of our favorite motor partners, Shimano. Before we do that though, don't forget to subscribe to the Fly Rides Electric Bike channel if you want to be kept up to date on all the industry goings on. I promise you we are going to have the stuff you want to see, so hit that subscribe button and also the bell. Also connect with us in the comments below so that we can know what you guys want to see and the information you're looking for. But enough about us, let's talk about the Shimano EP8 motor. So I would say the marquee updates on this motor are going to be the ones we talked about up top, and that is that 85 Newton meters of torque coming in for Shimano, which is going to help them catch up to Bosch with 85 Newton meters of torque and Brose, which has had 90 Newton meters for a while. Along with that torque power, you are getting the pretty much industry standard 250 watts nominal and 500 watts peak in this new Shimano EP8 motor. The way that Shimano has been able to do this while also reducing that size is that 6-gear system. So basically the 6 internal gears operate together with a one-way clutch to provide that extra punch while also keeping that motor size extremely small. Shimano also touts improved decoupling on this motor, which is something that I think definitely needed improvement on the E8000, so it's great to see. They are saying it's about a 36% increase in the ability for this motor to decouple, which really should allow, definitely on the downhills for some nice stuff, and I'm hoping also on the flats and straightaways to really be able to feel that decoupling so that you can really get above 20 miles per hour, especially when it's flat. Downhill it's a little bit easier, so we'll see if it does it on the flats as well. The small size of the Shimano motor has always been one of the main draws for me. So to see this motor get even smaller makes it very appealing. So between the E8000 and the EP8, you are getting a reduction of about 10% in terms of the size, and the Q factor on the EP8 is going to be 177 millimeters. So when you see this Q factor reading, what it means is that it is a less bulky motor than a lot of other options on the eMTB market. One small update that a lot of Shimano fans who probably have lifelong trauma from seeing this error code will be happy to know is that that error code is pretty much no more. There is no more initialization of that torque sensor, so you will not be seeing your old friend W013 anymore. W013, it was nice knowing you, but I will not miss you. With that smaller size, of course, comes a lighter weight motor as well. It's going to be about 2.6 kilograms or 5.72 pounds, which, again, that is by far one of the lightest motors on the market. Pretty much no competition, especially for a full-powered eMTB motor. As always, Shimano has a pretty excellent app where you can fine-tune each level of assistance, which I really like. Let's take a look at that app right now. All right, you guys, so this is how we connect to this app. It's pretty simple. Part of the background noise, I am in the shop today. The first step of this is don't go to how to connect your bike. That's just going to cause confusion. But basically, you're going to turn on your bike, and you don't really need to do anything from there. Just turn the bike on. Go into Get Started, Register Bike or Power Meter, and you're going to go right here. It's going to search for some units. We'll probably skip through this part. All right. And then, like I said, this is super simple. No one had to show me how to do this. This is very easy to set this app up. You're going to press within 15 seconds. I don't know why that is. The Bluetooth is going to turn on, but you want it within 15 seconds to turn that on and press that button. It's going to connect. And as I said, super simple. No one would ever have to show me how to do this in a million years. The easiest thing in the world. I'm saying that because Max is right behind me and he had to show us how to do it. All right, so once it's connected, you'll get all these options right here. You can rename your bike. I'm going to keep it as Bike 1. It'll show you your battery that you're using, your drive unit, your cycle computer, and your switch, which is your operating system. Yeah, your switch. You register that bike in, or you can skip it if you want, but we want to register it so that we can mess with some stuff. So yeah, the main thing is that I think the coolest feature is those rider profiles. So the rider profiles are going to basically, you're going to go in there, and then you have Eco, Trail, and Boost at the top. Basically, you can just change how much it's going to assist you, which is nice. Level 5, this is going to be the amount of torque that's going to be here. And basically, this is like, so they're just changing your Eco setting. So the Eco setting now is going to be a little bit higher, and then you can go up to Trail, and then Boost and do the same things if you want a lower boost. So we're going to apply it right now. Those are just random settings. I probably have to reset them before I ride, but that's okay. And then this will tell you the drive unit. I thought this was kind of interesting. So if you want to turn down your assistance, you can turn that down right there. You can't go past 20 miles per hour because it is an eMTB and they are limited to that. And then from there, time's gonna be auto. And then I always turn off the beep because it was very annoying from the start. I don't change anything else. This is basically gonna show you the different things that you can have, that you can be looking at on your display. I'm gonna keep all of those up. And then this is going to be if you want kilometers or if you want miles. All right, let's take this motor out for a ride. We are going to be riding on the Mondraker Dusk RR. That's got the Shimano EP8 motor. It is an aluminum frame bike, and one of the reasons we're doing this is something that Shimano has already addressed, so we want to address it too, is that motor knock noise. So basically what this is, if you're not familiar with it or haven't heard of it, when you're not pedaling, so basically when you don't have the pedals under load, you hear a little bit of like a tick, tick, tick. People have described it as similar to like the chain hitting the chainstay. I think I'm in the minority with this, but it really doesn't bother me. I'm probably too focused on not crashing to really notice this motor knock. But I wanted to test this motor on an aluminum bike to see how it sounds, because that is going to be where the majority of these motors are going to be, on aluminum bikes. So we're trying it out on the Dusk RR. Let's see how the Shimano EP8 performs. So we are going to be trying the Shimano EP8 out on one of the most technical steep terrains in Los Angeles, over in the Verdugo Mountains. The reason I want to try it out on here is to show you the smooth delivery of power that this motor offers, and also the increased ability to start from a stop. I really, so far in testing, has been loving this motor. I have been trying it quite a bit, but let's show you guys what it looks like in practice right now. Whew. So those are some tight turns. This bike is definitely a good climber, but I think it's being heavily helped along by this Shimano EP8. It's really nice. One way I differentiate it from the Bosch, I think it's about as powerful, and it sounds about the same to me at this point in terms of the amount of noise it's putting out. But one major difference is sometimes if I've accidentally left the Bosch in boost mode or turbo mode, it would be called on there, I kind of take off after a tight corner like that, which you don't necessarily want to be doing on that type of tight turn. So this is definitely one place that this motor shines. Some really excellent power. I've got a pretty high cadence right now, but this thing is just cranking me up these hills. Ooh, look at that view. Yeah, we're going 10 miles per hour up probably a 15-20% grade. But again, that smooth power delivery is massively beneficial right now. And obviously I don't have a side-by-side comparison to be done, but I would say feels about as powerful as a Bosch to me right now. All right, guys, we're gonna start from a stop. We're on a really steep incline here, and let's see if this bike does indeed offer improved starting from a stop capability. Let's try it. Yeah. And then you can really feel, it gives you that initial burst, and then it smooths out that power delivery so you're not flying off the edge of the mountain. Well done to the Shimano. So of course, if you've read reviews of the Shimano EP8, one of the things you have probably heard about is that motor knock when the motor disengages from the pedals. It's more just like a kind of like just a plasticky kind of clunk. Now, Shimano has addressed this issue. They have said that basically they know it's there. It doesn't cause any performance issues. I'm not really that bothered by it. Yesterday, it was really only happening in the really intense sections where I was kind of focused on the ride anyway, so I wasn't hearing it a ton, but you can hear it when you listen for it. So we're gonna take it on some pretty intense downhill and see if we can hear it from my chest-mounted GoPro, the same place that we just did that climb on, so you have an idea of where we're going from. We're not gonna correct the audio at all on this one. It's going to be as it was in real life so that you guys can hear what it actually sounds like. Let's check it out. So it's a little bit chattery. Really, you can hear though, it's really only when you hit like the most intense stuff. And it's gotta be consistently intense stuff. Like, I'm not hearing any of it right now, and I'm not pedaling at all. So there, nothing. We're pedaling again now, so we won't get it now. There's a little bit of it. So really not too bad on that trail. We'll continue on to some double track and see if it gets worse, but that wasn't too bad at all. Down this double track, I was watching some of the footage back, and I honestly, I could just be the type of person that I'm not as bothered about this as some people, but I do think it's even more pronounced in the video. Like, I don't really hear it that much here, but you definitely hear it in the video, so I would take this with a grain of salt a little bit. I really like right now I can't hear it at all, so I'm interested to see if I can hear it in the video here. I'll shut up for a second so you guys can listen to it. You know, the tires hitting the dirt and all that, and the freewheeling of the hub, I don't get a lot of it up where I'm sitting. So to me, the most impressive thing about the Shimano EP8 motor after riding it is the reduction in size, but along with that power increase. It's pretty remarkable. So it is just as powerful now as a Bosch motor, but significantly smaller. That 5.72 pounds means that it's probably gonna be able to be on some super lightweight bikes. So basically, you're not gonna have to give up the power that you normally have to get up on the super light bikes with this new Shimano motor if people are willing to partner with Shimano on this EP8 motor. You might not see it in 2021, but I would be keeping an eye out for it in 2022 as these new 2022 bikes come in. I would imagine we'll see more Shimano EP8s because it does offer a full power motor with up to a 630 watt-hour battery so that you can have essentially a super light bike that has a full power motor. Pretty remarkable. I think the motor noise is about similar to a Bosch, which has never bothered me. And again, that motor clicking, it just doesn't bother me. You guys heard it. You'll have to decide for yourselves whether or not that's going to be a problem for you. That was, again, we didn't correct the decibels or anything on that. That was as it sounded on the trails. So that's kind of up to you. You'll have to decide. It's always good to go out and test ride if you can so that you can hear it for yourself in person. But for me, again, I'm more focused on other stuff. That type of thing does not bother me. Thanks for watching, you guys. Don't forget to like this video if it was helpful for you, and subscribe to the Fly Rides Electric Bike channel because we're going to have more videos like this, just informational, letting you know what is happening in the e-bike sphere and eMTB specifically. Thanks for watching again. We'll see you next time, guys, and until then, enjoy the ride.